Hi, this is Amy with Momma-Builds. Come build with me. So, several weeks back when I first started my channel, I made a waterfall house, and I had never really made a waterfall house before. It was like a giant square with water running over it. In some ways, it was kind of cool. In other ways, it was not exactly what I was thinking of. But then I went back and I toured it and I added some like living space and some other things, and not a lot of people watched it. But today I'm going to show you one of the waterfall houses that I was considering doing that video on, and I just didn't. So I found this cliffside and I came up and I just went right in and I excavated and made some rooms. And then I came up here and I opened up a water block. And there you go. It cascaded down, and that is my waterfall. It goes all the way down to the river, as you can see, and it cascades over this big like picture window in my cave house. So this is kind of like what I was wanting to do. It was a little bit more of what I pictured in my mind than the waterfall house that I did in the beginning when I started my channel. Go ahead and check that video out if you want to know what I'm talking about. Now, the only thing is, I started doing a staircase down, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like, it's going to land like way out here in the middle of the water if I'm gonna do it out from there. So I decided to change up how I'm getting to this cave house. And instead of doing one giant staircase all the way up, I did a staircase about halfway up. Not too horrible. I do have a little dock over there by the water. And then it comes into this, like, I consider this my covered porch, so to speak, right? And then you go up the ladder and it brings you to this little landing that is where my front door is. Hello, pig. I don't know what it is, but the pigs really like it over here. Pigs and sheep really find this to be quite picturesque, apparently. I don't know. I'm constantly getting rid of the pigs and the sheep. So you come on in, and what I really wanted was this. I wanted this water flowing over a big, like, picture window. What I do like is that there is some open um, window where you can just see, like the islands or whatever, the peninsula, whatever that is over there, and the water and the trees, and you feel like you're definitely in a cave house. I like that feeling, but yet you can kind of see out. It's not super dark and dingy. So, yeah, I like it. I like how it turned out. Because I was excavating, I don't have like super tall ceilings or anything like that. I mean, there's more I could have done, but I felt like this was ample, good enough. So, I made just a traditional little fireplace. I put a mantle on it. We come back here. This, I imagine, is going to be either like the kitchen and dining room. I don't know. That's my initial thought. This will be my living room, and then over here, it looks as if I've got one bedroom, what I would own window. So I really like that. So let's go ahead and let's head back here, and we're gonna go back to the kitchen area. So I'm going to start placing just my standard kitcheny stuff. I've got cabinets up above. I'm trying to think, like, I know I'm gonna need light, right? Like, I know I'm gonna need light in here because it's a cave and I don't have any windows on this side because these are the walls that face further into the hill. So I just wanna kind of decide how I want to have my cabinets, and then I'll find some places to put extra light. So I'm gonna let's do a sink right here, and then we'll do the stove right there across from it. That looks about good. The sink needs some faucets, and then we'll go down here and we'll get some light real quick so that we can keep everything light and bright so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I will say this is not like the greatest cave house ever. Um, I actually have some really cool cave houses and cliff houses. This one is pretty rudimentary, um, but at the same time, I like that it has ample space and that it's okay. I mean, it's good enough. So I'm gonna do, if this is where I'm gonna put my table, I feel like I could do more like a hutch over here, Or I could do, I need like a fridge, right? So I could do, like you could walk in and I could do more right here. And that means we're going to get rid of you. You know what? I'm not going to do I'm going to do shelves up there. That's what I'll do. And then I'm going to make this guy, like I could do the fridge right there next to the stove, or I could move this guy over. Sorry, a little detour, little detour here. I'm gonna get rid of that. I think change it up a little bit. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat, and I mean I was totally fine, and then I start a video, and of course I gotta have an issue. So we are gonna stick with oak because that is what I chose out there. All right, so here is our double wide fridge, our stove, and our sink. I feel like that feels ample. And then because I chose an oak door, I think I'm going to stick with the oak slab for, that is not the oak slab. That is the oak slab for a shelf. And if I go up here, I can actually place something on the shelf and I can still place something on the cabinets. So that's the reason for the shelf there. And I might go like that and just have it kind of come out. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that. So I don't know. I can always come back and put it in later. So I would like to do, there's a lot of rock, right? There's a lot of stone everywhere. I feel like sometimes when I do cave houses that I don't know that I should like line it with other stuff. Be like, yeah, that's great. There can be some stonework here and there, but maybe I want to have more white. Just maybe. So all right, I'm trying to decide. I have a hard time deciding. I think I'm just gonna go with white concrete for a table. And because I feel like being kind of boring and subdued. Do I want I don't know. Can I do that? That's like, I feel like that's like sacrilege. It's so boring. At least the quartz has like a little bit of this earthy toned something. You know what I mean? At least it has something on it. So let's do that. We'll change it. We'll go to pillar quartz just so it looks like it has something, but it's kind of just blends in a little bit too. All right. I'm happy with that. We'll come in and we'll bring some details later. So let's turn off the waterworks because it's loud and annoying. And let's start making a living room. I feel like the TV could be here and you could walk in and the couch could be like in front of you facing that direction. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So there's two on the end there and two on the end there. And I should have kept my fridge block because that's the same block I use for my TV. Alright, so we got a TV going on. Let's stick with so that comes out one. That does not come out one. There we go. I don't really want anything in front of the windows. The whole point of the windows is to have windows. So I think maybe I'll put like a little shelf there. I like my mantle. We'll decorate that. Maybe we can have like a little table right there. Should come in. And I also think that it might be nice. We're going to just use some oak real quick. Oak stair, oak slab, and we're going to make a little table behind the couch right here. You just place upside down stairs. All right, I like it. All right, so that just needs a little bit of a decoration and it will be good. So I'm gonna place a nice little spot there. In fact, if I do this and I do this, we can make this like a little desk area, little office, if you will. I like to maximize my space. All right, so do I want like my bed under the window or should we put it like up against the side? Let's do that. And then I'm gonna make a nice dresser here. It's a little high. And then I'm gonna do a dresser along here across from the bed, and then we will put a chest right there. So now let's go and decide what color we want to make. And I think I'm going to like stick with whatever color I do, and it's just going to be the color for the whole house. So let's go with purple. I haven't done purple in a while. That's the blue, genius. Okay, let's do purple, like I said. Perfect. We're gonna go get a purple. Oh, I need a pot. Before I leave, I need the painting in the pot. So painting, let's do a pot. And let's go up and get a purple flower. And then we will do a purple rug. All right, so since I'm already in the bedroom, we'll just finish that with our little bit of purple accent here. I feel like maybe I could use a little more carpet. I could definitely use a little bit more light in here. So a great way to make light, I'm not going to do it here, is to use those, not the shroom lights, but there's like a box that if you put a lever on it, you can turn it on. I don't remember what it's called, but it makes it pretty cool. If you put it on a fence post, it makes a pretty cool looking bed lamp. I have a couple houses with lamps like that. So I'm going to do, all right, I like that. We'll do a painting. So let's, I'm going to put this up here because I want to get that purpley like mountain one, sunset, that one. That's the one we're going for. Looks good with the purple. And then we'll do a 4. Let's do the angel. Although those guys didn't look too bad. They kind of have, you know what? Maybe I'm going to do those guys because their clothes kind of have a purpley hue in them. So it kind of looks nice. I like it. Okay, so there's the bedroom. I'm thinking that's pretty sweet. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. And then here we have the desk. Let's just go ahead and give it a little flower so it's got a little something. We'll put a little rug around it, just bring in the purple. And then I'm definitely going to be doing a purple rug for my family room. I don't have a slab anymore, but I feel like it needs a coffee table, so I'll come back and do that. I'm going to put my flower, a couple of candles. I think like maybe I should do that first. So which one do we want to do with purple? There's like, they don't really have any purple. The closest one was the fighting one. It had some blues that were had a little bit of a purple tone. Should we do yellow? Yellow and purple look nice. I don't know. I know there's one that's like a weird shape. That one. That one's probably about as close to purple as we're gonna get. So we're gonna do this one because it's just fun. And then I'm gonna do some of those. All right. Just gonna do flowers. I want to do, hi pig. All right. I feel like that is pretty good. Is there another place I could put a picture here? I mean, it's going to be kind of big, right? I mean, I don't know. I think that's about it. That one big picture above the mantle is about as good as we're going to do. So maybe we could do a picture right here. And I'm going to keep it just the small one. Not a lot of color to that one, but at least it doesn't not go with the purple. Okay, there we go. That feels okay. So I'm gonna do, oh, it's glitching. It'll take just a second, and then it's gonna like look weird, and then we'll be back. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna do a flower. I'm gonna do a picture. That's rather big. I kind of like it big though. I think we'll go with that. It doesn't have any purple, but I like it. Normally I would do a little bit of like a chain with lantern, but I don't think I have time for that. So I'm starting to run out of time. I think I'm gonna keep, I could technically put something like here or there, but to reserve the space, I'm not going to. I like that I can walk all the way around the table. That's kind of nice. So I'm gonna put some little mats for my kitchen area here. We do like a couple of little paintings. All right, I like it, you guys. I think that is pretty decent. I'm gonna put one more flower just so there's something down there. I like it. So we've got our dining room and our kitchen. Lots of space. Well, not lots of space, lots of storage. Decent space. We got our little family room. Oh, we weren't done yet. I'm trying to close out early. We need a stone slab for our coffee table. Right, so we've got our little living room here, which is kind of cute and perfect. I love the little fireplace. And then a little den nook, office little desk nook. And then we've got our bedroom. Yay! All right, you guys. I really love how it turned out. I hope you liked it too. It really wasn't too hard. I just picked a hillside, I excavated it, I made sure, and I did a lot of windows in this big empty room or this big living room so that I could do the water feature, which was the main reason for this build. And then I really wanted my bedroom to have some windows, so I definitely chose to excavate in such a way that I could do that. So yeah, you guys, here it is. I hope that you enjoyed it. Um, Let me know what you think of my water feature cave house, waterfall house. Like, subscribe. Subscribing really helps my channel. It helps the algorithm. Let me know what you think of the house, the build. If you've watched other videos before, let me know what you're liking, what you want to see more of, and I'll do my best to do that for you. So, as always, you guys, like, subscribe. Have a great day, and keep building.